Hello, what's up mga kamat learner? Isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na math teacher, si Sir Ash. And today, we are going to level up our reviewer series. And today, our focus is para naman sa ating mga minamahal na grade 9 students. Alright? So sa video na ito ay magkakaroon tayo ng question and answers. We will be given 40 questions and we will answer them. How? Para at least maging prepared naman kayo sa inyong mga upcoming examination for the second quarter. So wag na nating patagalin pa. Let's do this. Question number 1. Alright, so question number 1. If m varies directly as n, the equation can be written as, is it A, m is equal to kn, B, mn is equal to k, C, n is equal to k over n, or D, n is equal to km? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, kung kayo ay nakapanood sa ating video tungkol sa direct variations na makikita naman sa ating channel, basically ang question ito ay napakadali lang. Bakit? Because if we are talking about varies directly, it means it is a direct variation. And kapag direct variation, ang gagawin lang natin is to denote the given variable. So dito sa given natin, binigay m varies directly as n. So basically, m ang magiging ating left side of the equation. So m is equal. Ganon. So kung titingnan natin ang given dito sa mga choices, itong B at C ay mali na. Okay, yan. Mali na yung dalawang yan. Bakit? Because m lang ang sinabi, varies directly. So when we say directly, of course, yung kasunod ng directly is basically the k, yung constant of variation natin, at in-next na doon ang next variable, which is n. So our answer for this first question is m is equal to kn. Alright, napakadali lang.
Easy, right?
Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 2. How can we write into equation the statement, the fare f of a passenger varies directly as the distance d of his destination? Is it A, f is equal to kd, B, fx is equal to kd, C, f is equal to kd over x, or D, f is equal to kx over d? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, another easy questions na naman ito because we are still focused on varies directly, meaning direct variation pa rin. So, we will just follow the first given, then equals tayo, tapos k as the constant of variation, then yung letter ng given next variable. So, ano ba dito ang first? Given f. So, f ang first. Ito, fx. Mali na to. Alright. Now, anong next? Equals tayo dyan. Okay, equals. Tama pang yung tato. Then, we will follow it by the constant of variation denoted by k. And then, the next variable, d. So, kd. Ayun. Meron na tayong sagot, letter A. Okay, so F is equal to KD, hindi Kevin Durant. Wali. So now, let us go to the next question. But of course, titingnan muna natin na itong dalawang ito ay mali talaga. Alright, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 3. Which of the following shows a direct variation? Is it A, the gasoline remaining in the tank to the distance traveled? B, the number of kilos of rice to the total amount paid? C, the speed of a car to the time it takes to reach a destination? Or D, the number of hours to finish a job to the number of persons working? Alright, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, sa question naman na ito ay still focus on direct variation, and for us to know kung saan sa apat na situation ang tamang sagot, let us use our analytical thinking. Okay, mag-a-analyze tayo. So, para masagot natin yan, let us remember the relationship of the direct variation. So, in the direct variation, there are only 2 variables. Kapag umakyat yung isa, aakyat din yung isa. Or kapag dumami yung isa, dadami din yung pangalawang variable. Of course, at the same time, pag bababa yung isang variable, bababa din yung kabilang variable. Okay, so let's consider the relationship of the given choices. The gasoline remaining in the tank to the distance traveled. Okay, so ang gasoline, yung gas natin sa isang kotse, okay? So habang nagiging malayo ang ating distance, anong nangyayari sa gasoline na natitira sa ating kotse? So mas lumiliit. So therefore, habang lumalayo tayo, habang lumalaki yung distance, lumiliit na lang yung gasolina. Hindi ito direct. Alright, so mali ang letter A. How about letter B? The number of kilos of rice to the total amount paid. Okay, so mas mabigat or mas maraming kilo ng rice, mas malaki daw yung mababayaran mo. Kung konti lang yung kilo, konti lang din yung babayaran. Okay, this is aligned with each other. So basically, this is an example of a direct variation. Okay, ayun, tama na tayo. Easy lang
right?
talaga. How about the other two choices? Okay, the speed of the car to the time it takes to reach a destination. So, mas mabilis ang speed ng car, syempre, mas madali siyang makakarating or mas konti lang yung time na isi-spend niya papunta sa destination niya. So, opposite din silang dalawa. Mali. Then, the number of hours to finish a job to the number of persons working. So, kapag may isang trabaho, yung tagal na matapos yung trabahong yun, kung maraming nagtatrabaho, mas madaling matatapos. Kung konti lang, mas matatagalan. So, opposite din sila. Okay, so mali pa rin yan. Alright, so I hope, my dear math learners, nakuha nyo ang question na ito. Okay, so now, let us go to question number 4. In the relation y is equal to kx, what happens to y if x is doubled? Okay, is it A, y will be the same, B, y will be half of its original value, C, y will be lesser than its value, or D, y will be twice of its original value? Okay, 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, focus pa rin tayo sa direct variation. So this given relation, y is equal to kx, is an example of direct variation. So of course, kapag aakyat si x, aakyat din si y. So sinabi dito, what if kung idodoble natin ang value ni x? Anong magiging value ng y? So of course, dahil dinoble mo, hindi na yun magiging the same. Mali ang letter A. Okay, so ito namang letter B, maha-half ang original value. So, liliit. So, kung ito idodoble, liliit daw si y. Mali din yun. Alright. Kasi direct ang pinag-uusapan. Ito naman, y will be lesser than its value. Liliit din daw. Mali pa rin. Okay. So, itong letter D, we have y will be twice of its original value. So, therefore, kapag idodouble si x, magkakaroon din tayo ng double value of y. So, our correct answer is letter D. Alright, so easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 5. The distance D in meters through which a freely falling body falls varies directly as the square of the time t it takes to touch the ground. Which of the following best describes the statement? Is it A, y is equal to ktx, B, d is equal to kt squared, C, d is equal to kx over t, or D, D is equal to K times the quantity T plus 2 all over Z. Alright, so I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, itong question na ito ay under pa rin sa ating direct variation, but there is some catch. Bakit? Because in this direct variation, it is said here, square of the time. So, it means na kailangan nating i-multiply by itself ang ating time. So, t squared na tayo dyan. So, if that is the case, this kind of relationship is basically what we call direct square variation. So, we will have D as our distance varies, ayun no, D varies directly. So, that will be D is equal. So, let's see kung meron man dito. Ayan, letter A, mali na ito. Okay. So, D is equal to K. Okay, yung constant of variation natin, and then the square of the time. So, square of the time is T squared. So, of course, kung titingnan natin sa remaining choices, letter B is the correct answer. Alright, easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Ito, mali ito sa ilang dalawa. Itong letter C at D. Kasi hindi naman sinabing X. Wala namang X sa given. Okay, ewan ko, baka hindi pa siya naka-move on. Alright. So, let us go to the next question. Question number 6. Which of the table describes an inverse variation? Okay, is it A, this table of values, B, this table of values, C, ganitong table of values, or D, itong table of values? Okay, check sa mga table of values dyan, mga ka-math learner. Alright. And think about ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng inverse variation. So, saan dyan ang good example ng isang inverse variation? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, saan kaya dito ang inverse variation? So, of course, sinabi ko kanina na ang direct variation, pag umakyat yung isa or lumaki yung isa, lalaki din yung pangalawang variable. Dito sa inverse, opposite. Kapag paakyat yung number mo sa isang variable, liliit yung pangalawang variable or vice versa. Okay, so let's check. Si x natin dito palaki, 4, 8, 10, 12. So, dapat paliit ang y para malaman natin na siya ay isang inverse. Ito naman, 2, 4, 5, 6. Ito, palaki ito. Mali ang letter A. Ayan. How about B? 4, 8, 10, 12, palaki pa rin. So, 2, 4, 5, 6, mali na naman. Okay, mali pa rin. Parehong given lang. Oh. Na lang. Okay, so now let's go to letter C. 1, 2, 3, 4, paakyat. Okay. And then we have 5, 10, 15, 20. Palaki pa rin. So, it is not inverse. It's just direct. So, C is wrong. So, of course, our answer could be letter D. Now, let us explain kung bakit letter D. So, as you can see, 2, 3, 4, 5, paakyat siya. Pero dito naman 5, then naging fraction 10 over 3. So if we consider 10 over 3, that would be 3 and 1/3. So 3.333. Then 5 over 2, that would be 2.5. And then 2. So liliit ng liliit ng liliit. So as our x increases, our y decreases. Okay, so that is a good example of an inverse variation. I hope you got that one, my dear math learner. Right? Easy lang talaga. Alright, so now let us go to question number 7. What mathematical statement describes the graph below? Okay, hindi siya below. Nasa left siya. Nasa right. Alright. Okay, is it A? A is equal to 20B. B, A is equal to B over 20. C, B is equal to 20A. Or D, B is equal to 20B. Okay, so puro B. Now, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, as we can see here in our graph, we have the y-axis as our A and our x-axis as our B. Okay, so saan ba dito? As A increases, hindi pala, ito palang x-axis ang ating independent variable. So as x increases, your y also increases. Okay, so this is an example of a direct variation. So of course, yung nilalagay natin sa labas, yung sa left side ng ating equation, parati yung nagiging dependent variable. So, saan dito ang dependent variable? Yun yung y-axis. And that is our A. So, A. Okay. So, itong C at D, mali na ito. Ching. Todang. Mali talaga yan. Okay. Now, let us go to the two remaining choices. So, this one is an example of direct. This one is an example of, yes, still direct, pero divided by, yung constant of variation niya is 1 over 20. So, of course, let us check. Kung titingnan natin, pareho silang dalawang direct, pero ito naging 20, tapos naging 40, tapos naging, okay, so by 20, multiplied by 20 ang pag-change niya ng point. Okay, so therefore, times 20, hindi divide 20. Okay, so we already know that the correct answer is letter A. Alright, easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. So, of course, mali ang letter B. Now, let us go to question number 8. X varies directly with y such that when x is equal to 15, y is 5. What is y when x is equal to negative 3? Is it A, 5, B, y is equal to negative 3, C, y is equal to negative 1, or D, y is equal to 0? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, for this question, medyo magkakaroon tayo ng solving, alright? So, first things first, so we will have here, kailangan nating i-translate muna ang ating statement. Itong x varies directly with y. So, this is an example of direct variation. But, since x varies directly, si x ang ating magiging, tawag dyan, dependent variable. So, we will have here, x is equal to ky. Okay, I hope that is clear, my dear math learners. So, sabi dito that our x is 15 when y is 5. So, what will be our y if our x is negative 3. So if that is the case, my dear math learners, we need to consider first the value of our constant of variation. So if ever our y is 15, okay, so 15 daw ang y, our k hindi pa natin alam. If our x is 15 rather, and our k hindi pa natin alam, our y would be 5 based on the first given example, ito, 15. Okay. So now let us solve for the value of k. So of course, ang gagawin mo lang dyan is to multiply k and 5. So that will be 5k. And then you solve for the value of k by dividing both sides by 5 para makancel out ito at k na lang ang matira. Tama. So 15 divided by 5, that would be positive 3. But question, did we answer the problem? Not yet. Kasi k ang na-solve natin, hindi yung y when x is negative 3. So if that is the case, my dear math learners, we will write again our formula for that one. So that will be ky. And then we will use our second given. So ang x natin negative 3. So dito natin ipapalit yan siya. Hindi sa loob. Hindi dito. Okay? Dito. Kasi kung ano yung given, yun din yung isa-substitute mo. Then since our k na-solve na natin, that is 3. So papalitan na din natin ito ng 3. Then yung y ang nawawala. So, in order to solve for the value of y, we just divide both sides by 3. Okay. So, we cancel this one and then y na lang matira dito sa right side. Negative 3 divided by 3. The answer for that one is negative 1. So, as we can see, this is 5, this is negative 3, this is negative 1, this is 10, 0. So, our correct answer is negative 1. So, for other students dyan na iniisip nila, sir, pwede mo namang i-ratio and proportion ito. Yes, you can do that one also, lalo na sa direct variation. Okay, but I'll just show you the step-by-step way in solving this para at least maging true to all sa ating mga students na yung hindi masyadong familiar sa ating ratio and proportion. Okay, so, of course, the correct answer for this given equation or problem is letter C. Ayan. Okay. Wow na wow talaga. Okay, so A, B, and D are wrong. Alright, now let us go to question number 9. Z varies directly with the square of t such that Z is 12 when t is 2. What is Z when t is negative 1? Ayun. So, Z is equal to 1 for letter A. B, Z is equal to 3. C, Z is equal to 5. Or D, Z is equal to 10. Okay? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, ganun pa rin ang ating way sa pag-solve kanina. So, as you can see in this given problem, so we have Z varies directly with the square of t. So, this is an example of direct, but it is a direct square variation. So, in order for us to solve that one at hindi tayo mahirapan sa pag-solve, ang gagawin natin is to translate first the given. So, Z is equal, kasi varies directly, so that will be kt squared. Okay, so, sabi dito, si Z ay 12 kapag si T ay 2. So, of course, ano daw si Z kapag si T ay negative 1. So, in order for us to know that one, still, we need to get the value of our K, the constant of variation. So, same pa rin, we will solve first our K. So, Z here would be 12. Ayan. And then, our K is unknown. Yung T natin is 2. So, 2 squared tayo dyan. Okay. So, hindi natin ito multiply agad kay K. Una muna tayo sa square because we will follow the PEMDAS rule. So, on the left side, we have 12. So, 2 squared is 4. Then, 4 times K, that is 4K. Ayan, 4K. Malinong-malinaw yan. Alright. Then, divide both sides by 4 para K na lang ang matira. Ayan. So, our K right now, this will be cancelled out. So, that will be 3. So, our K is 3. But we're not finished with our solution because ang tanong dito is, ano daw ang value ni Z? So, we have here, balik tayo sa formula. So, K T squared. So, our Z is unknown. So, at least dito tayo maglalagay ng variable natin. And our K, yung na-solve natin, that is 3. Alright? And our T is negative 1. So, negative 1 squared. So, paano ito isosolve? Mauuna pa rin ang exponent, my dear math learners. So, negative 1 squared, that would be positive 1. So, positive 1 times 3, that is, that is positive 3. Ayan. So, positive 3. So, the correct answer is positive 3. Is there a choice na positive? Ayun, letter B, my dear math learners. Napakadali lang talaga. Alright. So, the correct answer for this, number 9, is positive 3. Ayan. Okay. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question question number 10. What is the value of K or constant of variation in item number 9? O yung kanina. Okay. So, of course, kapag yun yung way of solving mo, malalaman mo na agad. So, is it A, -2, B, 0, C, 3, or D, 6? So, if you still remember our solution for that one, of course, pwede nyo lang i-rewind sa video na ito. Our value for that is letter C, 3. Okay, so hindi na ako magbibigay ng ano dito kasi masyado nang obvious. Alright. So, at least, di ba, may connection yung naging solution natin kanina sa ating next solution for this question. So, congratulations, my dear math learners. Tapos ka na sa first part ng ating reviewer series. Now, let us go to our second part, and that is question number 11. Okay, question number 11. In a rectangle of a specified area, the length varies inversely with its width. Okay. If the length of the rectangle is 10 centimeters, the width is 4 centimeters. How long is a rectangle if it is 5 centimeters wide? Okay, is it A? So, how long is the length unknown? So, is it A, 8 centimeters, B, 10 centimeters, C, 15 centimeters, or D, 20 centimeters? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, para sa question na ito, we are talking about what variation? Okay, so we are talking about inverse. Okay, so inverse, sabi dito, the length varies inversely as its width. So if that would be the case, my dear math learners, inverse, so we will be putting, translate muna natin ha. So L, inverse kasi, so we will have K over W. Alright, so sabi dito, the length will be 10 if the width is 4. So 10 daw si length kapag ang width natin ay 4. Now, ito yung tanong. What will be our length, unknown, when our width is 5? Of course, hindi pa natin alam ang K. Tama? So, para sa solving na ito, or sa solution na ito, we need to first solve for the value of K. So, of course, kapag ganito na ang given ng inyong solution, you just apply the cross multiplication. So, that is 10 times 4. So, by doing that, you will have K is equal to, so times ito, okay, 10 times 4, cross multiply. So, anong ka-times ni K? Wala, over times 1. Kasi, yung whole number, may invisible na over 1 yan siya dyan. So, K pa rin. So, 10 times 4, the answer is 40. So, 40 na ngayon ang ating K. However, hindi yun ang tinatanong. So, pero at least, magagamit natin yun para sa ating second solution. So, we have now L is equal to 40 over 5. Of course, is 40 divisible by 5? Yes, because 40 divided by 5, the answer is 8. Okay, so the correct answer for this problem is letter A, 8 centimeters. Okay, so let's try if we are correct, my dear math learners. Ayun, tamang-tama ang ating sagot. Right. Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 12. The time T takes to construct a highway varies directly as the length of the road, but inversely with the number of workers. If it takes 50 workers and 8 weeks to construct 2 kilometers of highway, how long will it take 80 workers to construct 15 kilometers of highway? Alright, is it A, 30.5 days, B, 35.7 weeks, C, 37.5 weeks, or D, 39.2 weeks? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer, and I'm sure hindi to makaya ng 5 seconds lang, but let's just try. Alright, so let's try to finalize first our mind in order to actually solve this problem. Okay, my dear math learners. Okay, ready na kayo? First things first, pinakamagandang practice talaga kapag varies or sinusolve mo is variation, the first thing you should do is to translate the given statement into an equation. Okay, so first, let us translate first the time T. So, T tayo dyan. Okay, so T. Ayan, T. T takes to construct a highway, varies directly. Okay, varies directly. So, K na tayo dyan. Okay. On the length of the road. Okay, so length of the road, that could be the distance. Alright, so D tayo dyan. Okay. But inversely with the number of workers. So, inversely. So, meron itong inverse. So, may W tayo dyan. So, it means that this kind of variation is a combined variation. Merong direct at meron ding inverse. So, combined variation ang tawag dyan. So, how do we solve this one? So, sabi dito sa first statement, it takes 50 workers. So, ito yung W, 50 workers and 8 weeks. So, ito yung time, 8 weeks, to construct 2 kilometers. Ayan. So, therefore, if we try to solve for the next situation, we need to get the value of K, yung constant of variation. So, if that is the case, we will first substitute the first given numbers or given values to our translated equation. So, our time here for the first is 8 weeks. So, that will be 8 here. Right? 8 equals our K, hindi pa natin alam. Then 2 kilometers, so that will be our distance. Okay, 2 kilometers. And then for the W, for the number of workers, that would be 50. Okay, so 50. So ito yung first situation. So kailangan muna nating ma-solve ang nito, ang value ng K. So again, meron na naman tayong cross multiplication dito. So yung 8 na whole number, may over 1 yan siya dyan. So 1 times K times 2. So, that will be 2K. Okay, 2K yan siya dito sa... Pero ito naman, 8 times 50, that will be 400. Okay. So, did we get the value of K? Hindi pa because may 2 pa ang katabi ni K. So, we will divide both sides by 2. So, therefore, 400 divided by 2, that will be 200 as our K. Okay. Nano na itong K natin. Alright. Now, did we answer the problem? Not yet. Kasi, tanong dito, how long will it take? How long? So, yung time ang nawawala. So, time pa rin ang nawawala dito. Will it take 80 workers? So, 80 workers. So, ito yun. Dito yun sa baba. Then, 15 kilometers of highway. So, we have now our K. Ito yun. May K na tayo. So, we have here 200. Okay. Multiplied by our distance. Ito na yung bago. Okay, so that is 15 kilometers. Okay, 15. Divided by the number of workers, that would be 80. Alright, so continuing the solution, 200 times 15, I think the answer for that is 3,000. Okay, divided by 80. So, as you can see, maraming zero sa taas, then meron isa sa baba. Pwede mo ma-cancel out ang zero na yan para hindi kayo mahirapan. So, you can have 300 divided by 8. Okay, so using a paper and pen, 300 divided by 8. So 8, 3, hindi pwede. So 30. So 30 divided by 8, we could have 3 kasi 24. Okay, so kung if this is 24, may 60, may 6 pa natira, bring down 0. So 60 divided by 8, that would be 7. Kasi 56 kay 7. Then, magdadagdag tayo ng decimal place if ever may another 0 na naman. So, that would give us 56. Then, meron pa matira na 4. So, 4, bring down 0, dagdag 0, index. So, that is 40 divided by 8. That would be 5. Okay, so 37.5. Ayun. So, meron tayong sagot dito na 37.5. Okay, so we already answered the problem. Hooray! Okay. Yes. Wow na wow tayo dyan. And I'm sure kayang-kaya nyo ito, my dear math learners. You just need to practice and practice in order for you to get the correct answer. Okay, so letter C. Ayun, tama nga tayo. Alright, so not very hard if ever you already know or you know how to solve the problem. Okay, so you need to practice, my dear math learner. Now, let us go to question number 13. Which of the following tells how many times a given quantity is taken as a factor? Madali lang to. Is it A, exponent, B, base, C, variable, or D, numerical coefficient? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, sabi dito, how many times taken as a factor? So, sa madaling salita, ang gagawin mo is, ano daw yung nagsasabi kung ilang beses mo imumultiply sa sarili niya ang isang number. Okay, or yung isang quantity. So, of course, yung ganyan na, na attribute is under, very good, letter A, exponent. Alright, so B, base, mali ito sila, B, C, at, okay? Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 14. Which of the following is not equal to 1? Ayan, madali lang to. 0 exponent. So, we have here the quantity cube root of negative 1 to the power of 0. We have here 5 to the 0, y to the 0. We have here square root, the fourth root, letter C, the fourth root of 12x to the power of 0, or D, 6 to the power of 0. Okay, 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, ang question na ito ay napakadali lang. Okay, sa given choices natin, ano ba ang focus nito? Tama? Alright, so this is focus on 0 exponent. And ano bang sinasabi sa definition ng 0 exponent? Any number or any quantity with an exponent of 0, the value is always 1. Okay, so now let's check. So we have here, itong buong expression na ito ay naka-power kay 0. So of course, this is equal to 1. This is wrong kasi ang tanong is not equal to 1. Okay, wrong yan. Ito naman, itong 0 naka-power kay 5. Itong 0 naka-power kay 1. So this value will be 1. This value will be 1. So 1 times 1, 1 pa rin. So mali din yan. Ito naman, itong 0 natin, saan lang ito naka-power? Okay, dito lang kay x. Hindi kasali si 12. So, therefore, if this is the case, then this x to the 0 will be the 1, but since 12 is not part of the 0 exponent, then this will become 12 times 1. So, basically, the final solution, the final output or answer for this one is the fourth root of 12 pa rin. So, this is not equal to 1. Okay, so ito yung sagot. Now, letter D, 6 to the power of 0, kapareho lang ng situation sa letter B. Okay, 1 din yan. So, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. I hope you got it right. Now, let us go to question number 15. Simplify. 3 times 5 squared minus 10 times 5 plus 1. Is it A, 328, B, 101, C, 34, or D, 26? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, we have here a simplification. So, magsusolve tayo konti. Saan kaya dito ang tamang sagot? Now, we will apply the PEMDAS rule dito. So, in the given, mauuna ito pag-solve. So, that will be, let's say, I will just write first 3 times 5 squared is 25 minus 10 times 5 plus 1. So, as we can see, puro ano na lang ito, either multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, so sa PEMDAS rule natin, mauuna si multiplication. So we have here multiplication, we have here multiplication. So let's focus here first, 3 times 25, that will be 75. Now, wag mong ima-minus ito sa 10 kasi meron tayong multiplication dito. Magsosolve ka rin dito. Mauuna muna ito. So, 10 times 5, that will be 50. So, minus 50 tayo dyan. Okay, so then plus 1. So, 75 minus 50, that is 25. Tapos, may plus 1 ka pa. So, anong sagot? Eh, yun, 26. Alright. So, we already got the correct answer. Ayan. So, my dear math learners, I hope, let's check kung tama ba tayo. Ayan, tama nga tayo, my dear math learners. So, mali ang tatlong ito, A, B. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Alright, now let us go to question number 16. How is 4 cube related to 4 to the power of negative 3? Is it A, 4 cube is the opposite of 4 to the power of negative 3? B, 4 cube is the reciprocal of 4 to the power of negative 3? C, 4 cube is the additive inverse of 4 to the power of negative 3? Or D, 4 cube is the negative inverse of 4 to the power of negative? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, I hope you have or you still remember your lessons on negative exponents. If you don't, we have a video in our channel. Ayun, nagpa-vlog naman. Alright. So, paano nga ba makukuha ang sagot dito? Napakadali lang, my dear math learners. In terms of negative exponents, when we have negative exponents, you just get the reciprocal of that one in order to eliminate that negative sign of the exponent. So, we have here positive sign. Meron tayong positive integral exponent, positive 3. However, dito naman negative 3 na exponent. So, ang gagawin lang natin, in order to get this 1, itong i-eliminate itong negative 3, we get the reciprocal. So, this will become 1 over 4 cube. So, if you compare 4 cube and 1 over 4 cube, basically, you already answer the question because they are reciprocal with each other. Ayun, letter B. Ayan. So, napakadali lang nito, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
So, now, I hope you got that one. Let us go to question number 17. Which of the following is the exponential form of the expression the fifth root of xy? Okay, is it A, xy to the power of 5, B, the quantity xy to the power of 5, C, xy to the power of 1/5, or D, the quantity of xy to the power of 1? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Bakit? Kasi this is just rewriting radical to rational exponent. Remember that if you have a radical expression, this can be converted into a rational exponents. According to the rule, the index of your radical exponent, that will be the denominator of your rational exponent. And the numerator will be the exponent inside the radicand. Okay, so ito yung radicand natin. So ano yung exponent nito? So wala tayong nakikita. Understood, it is 1. So 1/5 ka na agad. So A and B are wrong. Alright, I hope you get it 1. Now, saan sa dalawang ito ang tamang sagot? Of course, as you can see in this radical equation or expression, yung x at y is part of the radical expression or in the radical sign. So therefore, buo din sila na magkakaroon ng 1/5 as its exponent. Alright, so therefore, ito, mali ito kasi itong 1/5 dito, sa y lang siya nakapertain. Wala sa x kasi si x dito may 1 yan dyan. However, this one, silang buo talaga ay merong exponent na 1/5. So letter D is the correct answer. Alright, so letter C is... I hope you got that one, my dear math learner. Now, let us go to question number 18. What is the exponential expression of cube root of m squared? Is it A, m to the power of 3 halves, B, m to the power of 2 thirds, C, m to the power of 1 half, or D, m to the power of 1/5? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. As what I've told you earlier, na kapag nag-rewrite tayo ng radical expression to rational exponent, our index will become the denominator. So, 3. So, ito wrong, ito wrong, ito wrong. May sagot na tayo, letter B. Ayan. Ayan. Okay, so, ito naman sila, mali. Alright, so, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 19. What is the exponential form of the fifth root of 2 cube? Okay, so same lang pa rin kanina. So is it A, 2 to the power of 3/5, B, 2 to the power of 3/3, C, 2 to the power of 5/5, or D, 2 to the power of 1/5? Okay, 5 seconds to think about your answer. Napakadali lang nito, my dear math learner. Okay, same lang pa rin. So we have our index as 5, so that will be our denominator. So, ito 5, ito 5, ito 5, ito 3. Wrong na ang letter B. Ayan. How about A, C, and D? Ano ba ang exponent ng ating radicand? So, we have 3 here. So, 3 will be our numerator. So, 3/5. Okay, so letter A is our correct answer. Alright, so C and D, mali yun siya. I hope you get it one, my dear math learners. Now, let's go to question number 20. Which of the following is the simplest form of the fourth root of 3 squared? Okay, so same pa rin. So is it A, 3 to the power of 2/4, B, 3 to the power of 1/2, C, 3 to the 3, or D, 9? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, I hope you have still a fresh idea. So if we try to convert this one, basically this is 3 to the power of 2/4. Yan. Sabihin mo, so Ash, meron na tayong sagot, letter A. But think about it. 2/4 is a fraction that can still be simplified into its lowest term. So 2/4 is equal to, very good, 1/2. So our final answer here is letter B. Ayan. So, I hope hindi kayo ma-confuse sa question na ito. Okay, my dear math learners. Ayan. So, letter B is the correct answer. Okay. Easy peasy lang talaga. Now, congratulations, my dear math learners, because you are already halfway of our discussion for our review series for grade 9 in preparation for the second quarter. I hope you will still continue to listen on our remaining half of the reviewer series. Now, let us go. Question number 21. Which of the following is the equivalent of the cube root of x squared y? Is it A, xy to the power of 1/3, B, the quantity xy to the power of 1/3, C, the quantity of x to the power of 1/3 y to the power of 1/3, or D, x to the power of 2/3 y to the power of 1/3? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, math learners, paano nga ba sasagutin ito? So basically, we already have this one. Okay, I'll just show you kasi para makita nyo at least step by step talaga. So we have here our index. Okay, so 3. So we have yung buo ng nasa loob ng ating nasa loob ng ating radicand is x squared y. So, this will be, itong 3 magiging denominator yan. Okay? So, what will be our numerator? So, since ito ay isang buo, so that will be 1. Okay. Now, as you can see, hindi kapareho ito dito. Kasi ito, almost kapareho na, pero may square dito sa loob. Okay? So, can we say na wala sa choices ang sagot? Basically, my dear math learners, this final answer can still be simplified kasi naka-parenthesis pa ito. We can still apply the power of a power rule. So, we can multiply the 1/3 to each of the given or each of the exponents inside the parenthesis. So, we have 2 here and itong y naman, meron siyang invisible na 1. So, if we multiply 2 and 1/3 to each other, that will give us x to the power of 2/3. Okay. And if we multiply 1, itong sa y times 1/3, that will give us y to the power of 1/3. And if we can see to our choices, ayun, may kapareho na siya sa letter D, my dear math learners. Alright. So, try natin kung tama ba tayo sa letter D. Ayun. So, tama nga tayo, my dear math learners. Yes, easy pa rin ang question na ito. So, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Okay. So, now let us go to the second question in our second half. Question number 22. How can we write into mathematical expression the statement, the product of cube of x and square of y raised to the exponent of 1/2? Okay, is it A, 2x, the quantity 2x plus, hindi ko nababasahin kasi malalaman nyo na yung sagot. Is it A, this one, B, this one, C, this one, or D, this one? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Alright, my dear math learners, paano nga ba ito sasagutin? So, of course, cube of x. Paano mo i-translate ang cube of x? That is x cube. So, may x cube ba dito? Ito, mali na ito. Walang x cube. Ito, x squared. So, mali din yan. Ito, mali din. Okay, so, we already got the correct answer. That's letter B. Alright. So, my dear math learners, I hope you got that one. Question number 23. Which of the following expression will be used as a multiplier to rationalize the expression 1 over square root of 2? Is it A, 2, B, 1/2, C, square root of 2, or D, square root of 2 over 2? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, my dear math learners, sa question na ito ay medyo nagiging misconception ng mga students kasi when we say rationalize, ang iniisip ng iba sa ating mga estudyante is ano yung number na imo-multiply dito sa denominator side para mawala yung square root, which is the process of rationalization. However, my dear math learners, dito sa tanong na ito, ang tinatanong is the multiplier. So, ibig sabihin, ano yung imo-multiply mo sa buong 1 over square root of 2? Hindi lang yung doon sa denominator side. So, most of the students, ito, mali na talaga ito. Okay? Kasi, if you multiply 2 to the denominator, basically, hindi ma-eliminate ang square root symbol kasi magiging 2 square root of 2 yun. Ito namang 1/2, ganun pa rin. 1 over 2 square root of 2 pa rin. So, saan dito sa dalawa? Most of the students, ito yung pinipili nila. Kasi if you multiply this one dito sa denominator, magiging square root of 4 and the square root of 4 is positive 2. May eliminate nga yung square root symbol sa denominator side. That is, if you multiply it to the denominator side. Multiplier ang tinatanong dito. So, what you do in the denominator, you also do it in the numerator. So, ganun lang yun, my dear math learner. So, therefore, you need letter D. Square root of 2 over square root of 2. Okay, I hope you got that one and it is clear right now to you, my dear math learners. Okay, easy lang talaga ito, my dear. So now let us go to question number 24. Which of the following is equivalent to the nth root of a to the power of n? Okay, is it a to the power of -1, b, a, c, a to the power of 1 over n, or d, a to the power of n? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learner, isa ito sa mga napakadaling question. Bakit? Kasi kung alam mo itong i-rewrite into its rational exponent, so this radical expression, ito yung magiging denominator, ito yung magiging numerator. Tama? Okay? So, magiging a to the power of n over n yan. So, if we try to change this one, magiging a to the power of n over n yan. And of course, according to the rule, anything that is the same from the numerator and denominator, you can cancel them. But when you cancel them, of course, it doesn't mean na magiging 0 yun. Because any number divided by its identical, the answer for that one will be a to the power of 1 or a. Alright, easy lang talaga, right? My dear math learners. So our answer for this question is letter B. Ayun. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 25. Simplify the cube root of 729 to the power of negative 2. Is it A, 9, B, 1 over 9, C, 81, or D, 1 over 81? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, paano nga ba sagutin ang question na ito? I hope hindi kayo mawalan ng interest sa pag-solve ng ganito ng mga problems. So, pag ganito mga problems, my dear math learners, ang ginagawa nito is we just tend to simplify. So, paano nga ba natin makukuha? So, as you can see, 9 and 81 are the numbers here. So, itong 729, malaking number ito, tama? But you are already given with a choice na nasa multiples of 9 ang given. So, if we try 9 times 9, that is 81, and 81 times 9, that is 729. So, if that is the case, we can say that this one, the cube root, okay, the cube root, 729 is basically 9 to the power of 3 kasi 9 times 9 times 9 yun. Okay, to the power of negative 2. So, if we simplify this, kapag meron kang index at saka exponent sa radicand na magkapareho or divisible with each other, you can divide them. So, 3 divided by 3, that is 1. So, you can cancel them already. Ito, makakancel mo na yan. So, the answer for this one is 9. Pero, dahil meron ka pang to the power of negative 2 sa labas, you need to still simplify this one. So, 9 to the power of negative 2. And when we have negative exponent, that is the reciprocal, right? So, 9 to the 9 squared. So, of course, what is 9 squared? 9 times 9 is 81. So, 1 over 81 ang final na sagot. Ayan. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learner. Okay, so let us try letter D. Ayun. So, we have the correct answer. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. And if you do have inquiries or misconceptions about these topics, you can also write it to our comment section below. And I'm sure I will be reading that in the future, and I will also answer or reply to your inquiries. Okay, let's go to question number 26. The following statements are true except, okay, so lahat sila tama except hanapin yung false. Is it A, x to the power of negative 2 is y is equal to y over x squared? B, ito palang B. B, the quantity of 9x to the power of 0 is 1. C, the cube root of negative 1 is equal to 1. Or D, x to the power of 1/2 over x to the power of 1/4 is equal to x to the power of 1/4. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, my dear math learners, paano nga ba sasagutin ito? Let's check. So, as we can see here, letter A, meron tayong negative exponent, pero para kay x lang. So, therefore, si y hindi kasali. So, ito lang ang magkakaroon ng reciprocal. So, 1 over x squared yan. Multiplied by y. Okay, so ito is correct. So, true ito. But, hinahanap natin yung false. So, mali si letter A. Si letter B naman, okay, the quantity to the power of 0. Remember the 0 exponent rule. So, therefore, this is correct, but this is not the answer for our question. Din yan. Okay, saan na lang dito? So, we have here 1. So, of course, alam naman natin na you only get a result of 1 if and only if you have an exponent of 0. So, wala tayong nakikitang exponent of 0 dito. So, therefore, this given equation is wrong. So, that is the correct answer for our question. So, letter C is the right answer. Ayan. So, letter D, using the quotient rule, tama din ito. Okay, so I hope, my dear math learners, you got that one. Question number 27. What is the simplest form of the fourth root of 32x to the power of 10? Is it A, 3 cube root of 2, B, 3x cube root, square root of 3, C, 2x squared, the fourth root of 2x squared, okay? Or D, 4 cube root of 4. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, I will give you a simple quick tip on how to check the invalid answers for this one. So you have here the given expression. This is an index of 4, right? So we have choices here, index of 4, index of 2, index of 3. Okay, so is there a possibility that when you divide something or you canceled out something from 4, it will become 3? Okay, wala. Kasi because if you divide something with 4, it will become an even number. If you canceled it out with a bigger number, still, even number pa rin ang lalabas. So therefore, letter A and letter D is already wrong. Okay, I hope you got that one. Now, paano natin isi-simplify ito? Okay, so let's try. So, for first and foremost, pwede mo itong i-translate, my dear math learner, into a expression. So, yung 32, ano ba ang base ng 32? So, 32 is basically has a base of 2 because it is a power of 2. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32. So that is 2 to the power of 5. So we can write here the fourth root of 2 to the power of 5. Okay, extend lang natin to. Then x to the power of 10. Okay. So when you divide this one, so 5 divided by 4, that is 1, right? So it means that a value of 2 to the power of 1, that is the answer. But there is a remainder of 1. So may matitira pa ring value of the fourth root of 2 to the power of 1. Kasi 5 divided by 4, that is 1, remainder 1. So ito na yun, 1, nasa labas na. So yung base niya, 2 pa rin. Okay, I hope you got that one. And then we have here 10 divided by 4, that is 2, but remainder 2. So that base will be still x. So the answer 2 will be here outside the radical expression. And then yung 2 na remainder, matitira sa loob. Okay. So therefore, if you simplify this one, this will become 2x squared. Hindi na natin kailangan isulat pa ang to the power of 1. Fourth root of 2x squared. Meron ba yan sa choices? Ayun, meron nga. Ayan. So therefore, the correct answer for this problem is letter C. Ayan. Alright. So I hope, my dear math learners, hindi kayo nahirapan sa question na ito. If you do so, I still have videos in our channel. Puntahan nyo lang ang laws of exponent and also the radical expression. Marami doon. Meron ding law of radicals doon. Okay, so I'm sure kayang-kaya nyong matutunan yon at napakadali lang ng pagkaka-explain ko doon. Okay, question number 28. Given the radical expression, the square root of 18 over 81, what is the simplified form? Is it A, square root of 10 over 9, B, square root of 2 over 3, C, square root of 30 over 15, or D, square root of 15 over 9. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, math learners. So, paano nga ba sasagutin ito? Wala, ang dali lang. Isi-simplify lang natin ito siya. Okay, so paano? As you can see, 18 and 81 is, or are numbers divisible by 9. So, we can get the lowest term of this one. So, this will become, or pwede din, ganito. There are 2 ways. I will show you the 2 ways, ha. First is, I will simplify it by lowest term. So, 18 over 81, if we divide this by 9 from each of the numerator and denominator, this will become the square root of 2 over 9. Okay. And then, we have, syempre, nasa loob pa ito ng square root. So, may square root ba si 2? Wala. May square root ba si 9? Meron. So, therefore, si square root of 2 matitira sa square root symbol. Pero si 9, the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so meron ng sagot. Ito na yun. Okay, so letter B. Another way is by breaking it down. So, itong square root of 18 over 81, pwede mo siyang ihiwalay. So, magiging ganyan, square root of 81. Of course, the square root of 81 is 9. However, yung 18, pwede mo pang i-break down into square root of 9 and square root of 2. And then, the square root of 9 will become 3 square root of 2 over 9. And then you simplify 3 over 9 and that is 1/3. So therefore, square root of 2 na lang matira sa numerator, 3 sa baba, and they are just the same. Okay. So I hope, my dear math learners, that is very clear to you. So there are a lot of ways to kill a chicken, okay, or to cook a chicken. Okay. So basically, you can choose anything as long as you follow the same law of radicals. Alright, so the correct answer for this problem is letter B. Okay, so let's try. Ayun nga, my dear math learners, napakadali lang. Okay, question number 29. Given the expression 2 to the power of 12 over 5, x squared to the power of 5 cubed, 5/3 rather, which of the following is its simplest form? Okay, is it A, x to the 4th cube root of 4x, B, x squared cube root of 12x, C, 16x cube root of x, or D, 2x cube root of 26x. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer for this one. Okay, math learners, paano nga ba sasagutin dito? Ganun pa rin. You can apply the power rule. Okay, so power to power rule tayo. You can multiply the outside exponent to the inside exponents. Okay, so this will become, okay, I'll just write it down na lang para hindi kayo mahirapan. Okay, so if you multiply this one to this one, this will become 2 to the power of 12 times 5, or pwede din ito, 12 over 5 and then 5 thirds, right? So if you multiply this one, that will cancel this one, 5 and 5, okay? So 12 over 3 na lang. So 12 divided by 3, that is 4. Okay, automatic na yun. Ayun, natali. Then, we also have, ito na naman, 5 over 3, i-multiply mo sa 2 dito. So that will give you 10 over 3. Ayan. Okay. So, 2 to the 4th, that is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, that is 16. Ayun, may sagot na. Okay. So, alam na natin ang sagot agad. Kung gusto mong tapusin, pwede din. Okay, 16. So, 10 divided by 3, that would be 3 and 1/3, right? Kung gagawin natin siyang mixed number. But of course, pwede mo ihiwalay yan siya. So, 16x cubed, tapos yung 1/3, magiging x and 1/3 yun. Giving you 16x cubed, tapos convert mo ito into radical. So, that would be cube root of x. And this is, yeah. Okay, easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. So, let's try whether we are correct. Ayun nga. So, itong tatlo, ta-dang! Alright, so I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 30. Which of the following expression is not correct? Okay, is it A, a to the power of 1/2 is equal to square root of a? B, the quantity AB to the power of 1/5 is equal to the 5th root of AB. C, the quantity x cubed y to the power of 5 to the power of 1/2 is equal to the square root of x cubed y to the power of 5. Or D, a to the power of 3/2 is equal to cube root of 8 squared. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, this is an example of conversion from radical expression to rational, or rational to radical expression. Okay, so as we can see, remember I said earlier that in the rational exponents, yung denominator will be the index kapag ginawa mo na siyang radical expression. So, if this is our denominator, this will be the index. So, square root 2, okay, correct. So, this is correct. But, hindi ito ang sagot ng question natin. So, mali. How about here? Ito, 5 ang denominator. So, 5 din ang index. Then, buo, kinuha sa AB. Okay. Correct ito na expression, but this is not the correct answer for our problem. Then, how about this one? Squared. Okay. So, 2 din dito sa ating index. Then we have x cubed y to the 5th. Okay, so this is also correct. Therefore, letter D is the wrong answer. But for our question, this is our correct answer. Alright, my dear math learners. I hope nakuha nyo ang play of words ko doon. Okay. So, question, bakit naging mali ang itong letter D? So, as you can see, denominator dito ay 2. But, pagdating dito sa index, naging 3 na. So, na-interchange siya. Mali siya doon. That is wrong. Alright. Now, congratulations, my dear math learners. You already have finished part 3 of our reviewer series. Now, let us go to the last part of our discussion. Question number 31. Simplify the square root of 48 minus the square root of 27. Is it A, square root of 3, B, square root of 7, C, square root of 6, or D, 2 to the square root of 5? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, paano nga ba sasagutin ito? So, alam naman natin na sa rule ng radicals, in the operation of radicals, when we are dealing with the subtraction of radicals, bawal kang mag-subtract ng mga expression, radical expression na hindi pareho ng radicand. Okay, however, we can simplify this. Bakit? Because the square root of 48 can be broken down by 16 and 3. Kasi 16 times 3 is 48. And sa 27 naman, pwede mo ito i-broken down by 9 and 3 din. So, if you simplify this one, the square root of 16 is 4 square root of 3. The square root of 9 is 3 square root of 3. Now, they now both have the same radicand. So, there are like terms na. So, pwede mo na silang pagsamahin. So, 4 minus 3, that will be 1 square root of 3, or rather, square root of 3. And that is letter, letter A. Very good, my dear math learners. I hope you got that one. So, B, C, at D ay mali. Okay, question number 32. What is the result when square root of 192 is subtracted from square root of 48? Is it A, negative 12 square root of 3, B, 12 square root of 3, C, 4 square root of 3, or D, negative 4 square root of 3? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this. Okay, math learners, para sa question naman na ito, napakadali lang. Ang gagawin lang natin is to solve, syempre. Alright, so paano nga ba ito isa-solve? Of course, let's try to translate. Square root of 192 is subtracted from. So therefore, siya ang taga-subtract. Square root of 48. Okay. So now, I'm sure medyo hesitant kayo mag-solve dito kasi, Sir Ash, medyo malaki naman ang number kasi 192, hindi namin alam kung paano i-broken down ang 192. Okay, I'll give you some tip, my dear math learner. Check your choices. As you can see in your choices, we have square root of 3, square root of 3, square root of 3, square root of 3. Therefore, the factor of this one is also having square root of 3. Okay, so kung pwede mo i-divide ito by square root of 3, yun ang magiging partner niya sa pag-broken down mo. So, this is 48, right? So, 48 divided by 3, that is 16. Ayan, okay. Now, ang 192 naman, kapag i-divide sa 3, basically, that would be 64, I think. Kasi 19 divided by 3, that would be 6. Yeah, 64. Tama ako. Okay. So, simplifying, square root of 16, square root of 3, minus square root of 64, square root of 3. Square root of 16 will become 4, square root of 3. Yung square root of 64 naman, magiging 8, square root of 3. So, pareho na sila, merong the same radicand, which is square root of 3. So, 4 minus 8 ka na lang diretso, and that is negative 4. So, is there negative 4 in our choices? Ayun, meron, negative 4. So, we already answered this problem. Alright. So, let's check. Yun nga, tama nga tayo. So, A, B, and C are wrong answers. Okay, I hope, my dear math learners, nakuha nyo yun. Now, let us go to question number 33. Which of the following is the rationalizing factor to simplify the expression the cube root of 5 over the cube root of 4x squared? Okay, is it A, the cube root of 4x squared, B, the cube root of 2x, C, the cube root of 4x squared, or D, the square root of 2x squared? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, in this kind of problem, first things first, I'll give you a clue. We are talking about cube root, okay? Now, if you are finding a rationalizing factor, ito yung sinasabi nila, ano yung imo-multiply mo sa denominator side, okay? So, cube root ang pinag-uusapan, cube root din ang ipang-multiply mo, syempre. So, therefore, this C and D, mali na yan. Ayan. So, dalawa na lang. Okay, now, check this out, my dear math learners. 4x squared. Ang 4 ay hindi perfect cube. Ang x squared naman hindi perfect cube ng cube root. Alright? So, but, ito sila ay mga perfect squares. So, isang factor na lang, isang root na lang ang kulang nito. Ano ang mga factors or ano yung mga perfect cubes natin sa number? Di ba meron tayong 1, 8, 27. Okay? So, talking about that, yung una talaga na pwede kay 4 is 8. So, ano ang kailangan ni 4 para maging 8? That is 2. Anong kailangan ni squared para maging x cube? Isang x lang. Okay, so therefore, our final answer will be letter B. Ayan. So, napakadali lang ng question na ito, my dear math learners. Easy, right? Easy lang talaga. Now, let us go to question number 34. Simplify 3 square root of x times 4 square root of 3x times square root of 6x. Ayan, nabubulol na si Sir Ash. Okay, is it A, 36x square root of 2x, B, 25 square root of 3x cubed, C, 42 square root of 3x, or D, 50x square root of 6. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Alright, my dear math learners, let's try to solve this one. So, pag multiplication of radicals naman ang pinag-uusapan, yung mga nasa labas, yung mga coefficients, yun ang imomultiply mo. Yung mga radicals, yun din yung imomultiply mo. Okay, so let's check this out. Here we have our radicand x, our radicand 3x, our radicand 6x. Okay, so therefore, 3 and 4 lang ang mga coefficient natin na nasa labas. So, we have 3 times 4, that would be 12. Okay. Of course, the square root, yan. So, puro na itong mga square root sila. Automatic, you don't need them to be the same radicand. Kasi sa multiplication, you just multiply them directly. So, but also applying the product rule. So, x times 3x times 6x. So, 3 at 6 lang ang numbers dito. So, 3 times 6, that is 18. Ayan. Then, x times x times x, that will be x cubed. Okay. So, of course, ang index nito ay 2. And 18 can still be broken down. So, that will be 12. And then, our 18 there will be 9 and 2. Once broken down, and then the x cubed can still be broken down into x squared and x. Okay, so by simplifying, that would become 12. The square root of 9 would be 3. The square root of 2, square root of 2 pa rin. The square root of x squared is x na ngayon, and the square root of x is still square root of x. So ito mga nasa labas ngayon, ito na sila. 12, 3, and x. So 12 times 3, that is 36 times x, 36x na yun. Ayun, parang find out na natin ang final answer natin. Okay. And then, yung mga nasa loob ng square root symbol, yun din ang pagsasamahin mo, 2 times x, 2x. And that is our final answer. As we can see, there is already in our choices. Yung letter A. Alright. So, that is our correct answer. Ayun nga. B, C, at D ay mali. Okay. I hope, my dear math learners, ay hindi kayo nahirapan sa question na yan. Now, let us go to question number 35. What do you call an equation that contains at least one radical expression with radicand has a variable? Okay, so napakadali ng question ito. A, logarithmic equation. B, exponential equation. C, radical equation. Or D, rational equation. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, so walang kahirap-hirap na question. Okay, this question, sinabi naman, nagbigay na siya ng clue. It contains a radical expression. Oh, it is an equation na merong radical expression. So, pagsasamahin mo lang, radical equation. Hey, alright. Easy right? Talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 36. Ayun. Which of the following are radical equation or equation? Is it 1, cube root of x equals 4, B, square root of x plus 2 is equal to 6, C, cube root of x minus 1 minus 3 is equal to 1, or D, 5 is equal to the square root of x plus 1. Is it A, 1 only, B, 1 and 2 only, C, 1, 3 and 1, 2 and 3 only, or D, all of the above? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, in order for us to know kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng radical equation, ito ay isang equation gumagamit ng equal sign, okay? Equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, equal sign. Okay, check. Gumagamit ng equal sign, pero yung variable ay nasa loob ng isang radical symbol. Variable nasa loob ng radical. Nasa loob, to nasa loob, ito nasa loob. So, lahat sila meron sa loob. Therefore, all of them are the correct answer. Letter D. Napakadali ng question na ito. Question number 37. What is the value of x in the radical equation? The cube root of x is equal to 4. Is it A, 4, B, 16, C, 64, or D, 114? Okay. 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learner, para sa question na ito, napakadali lang because you can do trial and error. You don't need to solve for this one. Papalitan mo lang ang choices mula dito sa x. Tapos, kung meron siyang cube root or if it is a perfect square, perfect cube, na kung saan ang sagot ay 4, then that is the answer. So, what do you mean by perfect cube? So, that is a number when you multiply 3 times to itself, yun yung perfect cube. So, yung tinimes mo ng 3 times to itself, yun yung ano niya, yung cube root niya. So, given here in our radical equation, our 4 is the root. So, 4 times 4 times 4, basically, the answer for that is 64. Because the cube root of 64 is 4. Ayan. Napakadali lang ng question na ito, my dear math learner. Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 38. Which of the following is true about the solution of the radical equation x minus 6 is equal to the square root of x? Ayan. 1. It has no solution. B. It has one solution. C. It contains extraneous solution. Or D. 4. It has two solutions. Okay, the choices are 1 only, B. 2 only, C. 4 only, or D. 3 only. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, for this question, ang gagawin natin ay very simple lang. So, basically, what we will do is we need to solve. Kasi, ang sinasabi dito is that it is asking where among these 4 is the correct solution of this given equation. So, if we try to solve this one, we have x minus 6 is equal to the square root of x. Ayan. So, of course, if we will try to isolate the value of x, kahit ilipat natin si x dito sa kabila, my dear math learners, hindi natin masasubtract ang square root of x to x because we cannot subtract a radical equation sa isang coefficient in which it is a variable. So, therefore, in order for us to solve this kind of problem, we need to eliminate first the square root symbol. So, how do we do that? So, first, we will get the square of both sides. Okay. If we square both sides, the left and the right, we will be canceling the radical expression dito. Okay. So, makakancel yan siya, giving us x. And then, if we try to solve x, the quantity x minus 6, so that means it will be expand. So, x minus 6, alright, times x minus 6 tayo dyan. Okay. And then, we will be applying the FOIL method. So, ano ibig sabihin ng FOIL? First, outer, inner, and last. So, x times x times negative 6 times x, and then negative 6 times negative 6. So, that will give us x squared minus 6x minus 6x, that will be 12x, and then positive 36 is equal to x. So, now, what we will do is we will get the standard form kasi ito ay isa ng quadratic equation. So, we will transpose our x in the right side to the left side. So, giving us x squared minus 12x minus x plus 36 is equal to 0. Of course, if we simplify that one, we will have x squared minus 13x plus 36. Yan ang magiging standard form natin. So, how do we know if this given equation has one solution, two solution, no solution, or extraneous solution? So, pinakamadaling way para malaman natin yan, my dear math learner, is to use the discriminant. So, the b squared minus 4ac. So, kung b natin dito, ito yung negative 13. So, that is negative 13 squared minus 4 times our a, that is 1, katabi ni x squared, and our 36, which is our c. Okay. So, 13 squared, that would be 169. So negative 13 squared, I think that would be 169. Okay. Then positive na tayo, right? Then minus, so 36 times 4 kasi 4 times 1 is still 4. So 4 times 36, that is 36 plus 36, that is 72. 72 times 2, that is 144, I think. Yan. Okay. So kapag i-minus natin ito, this will be 169 minus 144, giving us, I think, that will be 5, and this will be 2. So, therefore, this is a perfect square. So, that is why this answer will give us a 2 solution, plus minus 5, diba? Ang magiging square root nito. So, we will have a 2 solution. So, saan dito ang may 2 solution? Ayun. Ang sagot ay letter C, 4 only. So, our 4 only. Ayan. So, of course, itong 1, 2, at 3, ang sagot dyan ay mali. Okay. So, I hope, my dear math learners, nakuha nyo ang question na ito. So, now, let us go to the next question. Gail wants to find the radius of a spherical tank given its surface area. Ito yung formula. Which of the following formulas can she use to solve for the radius? Okay. Is it A, R is equal to 2 pi over the square root of SA, the surface area times pi. B, the radius is equal to the square root of the surface area times pi over 2 pi. C, R is equal to the square root of SA times pi. Or D, the radius is equal to SA times pi times D. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. First things first, we are talking about this formula, right? Okay, so therefore, kapag itong formula pinag-uusapan natin, walang D. So, bakit may D ito? So, mali na itong letter D. Yan, mali na yan. Next, paano daw natin isosolve ang R? Okay, so, basically, ang gagawin mo lang dito is to get para mong i-derive ang equation in terms of R. So, i-isolate mo ngayon ang R squared or ang R na lang. So, kung titingnan natin, let's just get here ha. Ililipat natin itong 4 pi sa kabila. Now, if that would be the case, pwede lang nating i-divide ito siya. Okay? So, ililipat natin ang 4 pi R squared. So, we divide both sides by 4 pi. Ayan. Para ma-cancel out ang 4 pi dito. Pero R squared na lang ang matira. Now, if that would be The problem, hindi pa tayo tapos kasi ito SA over 4 pi. So in order to eliminate the square root here, we need to square root both sides of the equation. So we cancel this one, R na lang ang matitira. Now, having this said, meron tayong SA, yung surface area, square root of 4 pi. But our final answer, hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng square root or radical symbol sa denominator side. So, itong square root ng 4, meron naman. So, that is 2. However, yung pi natin, hindi pwede. So, kailangan natin siyang irrationalize by multiplying pi, square root of pi, to the numerator and denominator. Giving us, if we have pi multiplied to the SA, that will become SA times pi. And then, yung pi naman dito, yung square root of pi multiplied by square root of pi, then that will become the square root of pi squared. And if you simplify that one, that will become pi na lang. So, this will be our final derivative. Is this one of our choices? Ayun, letter B. Wow! Okay. So, nakuha natin ang sagot, my dear math learners. Ayan. So, my dear math learners, I hope you got that one. And it is not very hard for you to derive equations in terms of letters that are unknown. Now, let us go to the last part or the last question of our reviewer series. Question number 40. The surface area of a basketball is 196 inches squared or square inches. What is the radius of the basketball if the formula of the surface area of the sphere is SA is equal to 4 pi r squared? Okay, so is it A, 7 square root of pi over pi, B, 7 square root of 2 pi inches, C, 2 square root of 7, or D, the square root of 12 over 7 pi? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, para sa katanungan na ito, ang gagawin lang natin ay magsusolve. Okay, so we will follow this formula. So, given na natin na ang surface area is 196. So, pwede nating i-substitute ang SA natin, surface area, into 196. Okay, so equals tayo dyan sa 4 pi. Tapos, yung nawawala daw ay yung radius, tama? Yeah, so ganun pa rin. So, basically, we divide both sides by 4 pi para ma-solve ito. So, 4 pi tayo dyan. Okay, so, ang matitira na lang dito ngayon is r squared. Okay, so 196 divided by 4, that will give us, 49. Okay, over pi. 49 over pi. Pero r squared pa ito. So, therefore, we square root both sides. Okay, so magiging 7 over square root of pi over r. Now, wala ito sa choices natin. Tama? Because this final answer is not yet final because meron pa tayong radical sign sa denominator side. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, my dear math learners, is to rationalize. We multiply it both sides from numerator and denominator, giving us 7 square root of pi over pi. Okay. Ayun, letter A ang sagot dito, my dear math learners. Okay. Yes, natapos tayo. So, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. The correct answer for question number 40 is letter A. Ayan. So, my dear math learners, congratulations dahil natapos mo ang reviewer series para sa grade 9 students and in preparation para sa second quarter exam. I hope na magkakaroon kayo ng malaking score sa paparating na exam. I wish you all the best, my dear math learners. If you do have some questions, feel free to ask me anything. Lagay nyo lang sa ating comment section below. If you do like this kind of videos, I hope you can also help our channel grow by sharing and liking this video. Ito pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na math teacher, si Sir Ash. And always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much. God bless and keep safe always.